Hey everyone, this is Roldy. Happy New Year. I hope you had a good holiday season. So let's get into some battles here. I didn't play much. Well, I didn't put any Holiday Cup videos because I did really terrible, and I just decided to stick to Masters Classic for the last week. And then today had three really good sets, and I finally broke into Expert rank. So I want to showcase those three sets. Do have what two more sets today, but we'll see. We'll see how I do after. But this team is a team I've been running since last season. Is Zekrom, Mewtwo, and Melmetal. So let's get into these battles. So we have a Melmetal lead here. Um, I mean, according to the simulations, I win if I just go Crunch and the two shields. But I played a little different. I like to just keep farming up because sometimes they will just throw a superpower and dip. So I want to make sure that I'm ready for that. Um, so they don't shield. I'm not going to shield either. Let's see if I can get out this next Crunch. This might draw a shield or they're going to lose Switch. So in the zero shield, you see I win easily. They bring out their Groudon. This is perfect. This is where I want to see Groudon. And they do throw. That should be a okay. It's a Fire Punch, and they undercharged it. But luckily, I can put my Mewtwo on this and safely shield. Luckily, they go for Earthquake, and they have their own Zekrom. You don't see Zekrom very often. Um, but I really like using Zekrom over Dialga, especially because in the Groudon matchup, it you don't have to worry about the Fire Punch, right? If you have a Dialga, you still have to worry about that, and it doesn't get and the Melmetal is not a wall to Zekrom or like a hard counter the way it is to Dialga. So, but obviously it comes with its downside because Dialga beats Zekrom. But I think we're gonna watch me take on a Dialga, and we'll see how it goes. But luckily here, Mewtwo takes the game. This is 100% shiny Mewtwo again, and I did equip it as best buddy in the beginning of this, or last week, I guess, at the beginning of the classic season. I was equipping my Zekrom, but it didn't make as much of a difference. Having Mewtwo even survive with 1 HP extra because of that best buddy boost makes a huge difference. So definitely, and in the mirror match, you get CMPs. Also, I did make a change to the team. I am now running Shadow Ball on this Mewtwo again, and the reason for that is now, well, obviously the mirror match, it was getting too difficult before, and because Lugia will be a lot more common now, you definitely don't want to get walled by Lugia by having Psych Strike and Focus Blast only. So I'm running a double Legacy Mewtwo now. So they switch into a Zekrom again. Okay, two Zekroms in a row. This is kind of crazy. Definitely don't see this at all very often. So let's see how they play this. I mean, I'm okay with this. We're pretty much interchanging. I should be able to get to no. That's fine. I'm gonna let it go and then come and farm with Mewtwo, and that's Mewtwo with energy. Obviously, you already know it's super dangerous. So I don't mind losing lead if I can leave the Pokemon with enough HP where I can farm it down with Psycho Cuts. Because now Mewtwo is just looking extremely dangerous for this Giratina. I'm going to go for the Shadow Ball. It should be in Shadow Ball range. And again, this is another reason why Shadow Ball does come in handy. In the 2 shield, I just go Psy Strike. But right now, where zero shield, you do want to go Shadow Ball for Giratina. Where it would have taken me 2 Psy Strikes before, and they could have gotten to an ominous win. So I'm loving the double Legacy Mewtwo. There hasn't been that many scenarios where I'm like, I wish I still had Focus Blast. I mean, there's been times where I try to bait it and the Dialga doesn't shield, but that's fine. So that's a good lead. Giratina leads what you want to see. And then I match it with my Melmetal. This Melmetal is a 14, 15, 15. So it does lose CMP, but I'm okay with that. I'm okay with taking the superpower first as well. It doesn't really matter. Because now they're going to be forced to shield. Oh, they don't shield. And I ended up taking CMP there, or they didn't throw. I think this Melmetal is better than theirs. Yeah, it has higher HP. Uh, my or yeah. So my previous Melmetal that I was using last season was a 15, 14, 15, but I ended up getting that up to like level 47. And now I can't use it in the classic. But I haven't even gone into the regular Master League. I don't even want to try. I don't know what's going on in there. I'm sticking to classic, but I did have another lucky that I was a 14, 15, 15, so I powered that up. It still serves the same purpose. I might lose CMP here and there, but it's not going to make a big difference. So here it's in Side Strike range. So I'm just going to go straight Side Strike here. And we take that game. Oh, not yet. Sorry. Okay, here it is. The one shield. I'm going to shield this Iron Head, even though it's resisted. And I'm going to wait till the last second to throw my Wild Charge. Very last second. Is this enough to take out the Dialga? It is. So that was a new scenario that I hadn't encountered very often. I was debating whether I should let it go and then save the shield for Mewtwo. But Mewtwo was already kind of weak where it could have gotten Dragon Breath down. So that little waiting till the last second to throw the Wild Charge actually came in clutch. And my Zekrom is not running Outrage. I think Crunch serves better. But there are times where Outrage, like that scenario, would have been a lot more useful. So we have some lag here. So I just take off my my Wi-Fi. So typically in the Dialga matchup, I like to obviously build it to 2 superpowers, and then I will throw and wait till they throw the Draco, and then charge up to 2 more back to back, because I don't want to debuff myself a second time before, otherwise I won't be able to get to the third. And it works the same if they have Thunder, so that's how we run that. This is also my favorite Christmas present I got, of a mug of me looking ridiculous. This is an old Christmas picture. Anyways, sorry for the distraction. So let's see. We land a Crunch on Dragonite. They come back in with... So they're trying to spark me down, or Thunder Shock me down. And I'm able to get to this the Wild Charge. So if you see there, obviously this is 2 times sped up, but that was super long. It was such a long time where I'm like, please don't die, please don't die. It's a triple resisted Thunder Shock. And I'm like, they're going for it. Now they have 100 energy, but they definitely capped over 100 at that point. So it wasn't, I knew that I can shield once and I would be fine. But that was super clutch that I was able to survive that. Not getting Thunder Shock down by Melmetal. So definitely extra resistant to those Thunder Shocks because it's triple resisted, I believe. Or double resisted. Another Melmetal lead. So they go straight for superpower. It means they're going to switch. And then here I catch the Dialga. So again, I build up to 2. I'm going to throw, and then I'm going to wait for them to throw their move. Whether I'm going to let it, I'm not going to shield at all. And I never bait here either. I don't mind losing my Melmetal. My Melmetal has served its purpose of taking out Dialga. Especially because Melmetal doesn't do well against Groudon anyways. My team is very weak to Groudon. So, and you see there, I was able to get that extra superpower off because I waited. And then I double charged up. So I'm learning a lot of the nuances, even more so this season. I've been running this team now for, I guess this is my 2nd season or maybe 3rd. I'm trying to make it work. I haven't seen anybody else run this team, so I will say it's my own creation. But yeah, it's been working really well, and I've tried obviously different variants, and now we're doing a double Legacy Mewtwo, and it's been working really well. Landing a Shadow Ball on Lugia is super satisfying. And Metagross, sometimes you'll see a Metagross. So let's see here. I think they're in Side Strike range. I'm not 100% sure here. They shield anyways, which is good. Trying to catch, and I know they have to throw. Again, we know they cannot farm down. They cannot farm down Zekrom. We learned that already. And I was going to go for the Crunch. I should have just gone for the Wild Charge, but I know that Crunch is enough at this point. It's just, I love just getting off the Wild Charges. Such a nice move. So there we go. That was a 5-0 set. So that's the first set. We're trying to get back into the 2700s here. Let's see where we end up. 2699. I dropped over like 150 points playing the Holiday Cup. And then I didn't want to risk it anymore. It sucks because you're not able to really practice. I don't have anybody to practice with, so I didn't want to risk losing my elo too much to try out different teams. So I just stuck to this. I will say it took a long time to find matches, but I'm assuming now that the Holiday Cup's over, we'll probably be able to find matches a little easier. So another Melmetal, they throw superpower. They haven't left yet, or that was a CMP. No, it's not a CMP because Zekrom wins CMP over Melmetal. So they just decided to stay, and they're gonna throw another superpower. I'm gonna shield, and they catch. I should have gone for crunch there because they're double debuff, and I should have been anticipating the switch. So that was my fault. At that point they could have died from crunch. And I would have landed a crunch on this as opposed to a wall charge. But luckily, Mewtwo has a good matchup against Rhyperior. Able to Psycho Cut down. Let's see if they shield this. They do. Again, anticipating possibly the Focus Blast, especially because I'm switching a Mewtwo into it. And I'm going to go in with my own Melmetal and just throw. I'm okay. At this point, their ground type is out of the way. So I'm just going to undebuff myself, and I should be able to shield this and get to crunch. Is this crunch enough to take out Mewtwo? Let's see. And this is where crunch comes in handy over outrage. So very good match there. This next match, I think I lose. MG2 YouTube, so shout out to him. I guess he has a YouTube channel. I might check it out. So this is a really good lead. And then this is just perfect. At this point, I'm like, okay, everything's lined up the way I want. Should be able to win this. Let's see how I mess that up. Again, same thing. I wait. Sometimes I'm able to try to get a Thundershock through before they throw, and I build up to that second one. I'm a little bit short. It also depends on the Dialga and if it's Best Buddy boosted. See, that time I wasn't able to get off the move. So again, things are lined up perfectly. I'm going to let this go through because I know it's just a surf. And I throw the crunch. And this is probably one of my first mistakes. I should have thrown the wild charge and just gotten rid of this thing. Because now I have to shield. And they have a Togekiss in the back. So this wild charge does one-shot Togekiss. So they have to shield. And you see they get a charm through there. So that's not good. And they get another charm through. So that's... Typically, I would have been fine in this matchup as well. But because they got those extra charms through, I was able to lose that match. So I should have... I've been practicing my fast move denial, but... I should have also doubled up on the Side Strike to disallow at least one of them from getting through. So Ho-Ho is back in the meta. This is also a really good lead, and it's super easy to count Incinerates. It's 4 to an Earthquake and 3 to a Brave Bird. Obviously, I have to shield the Earthquake, but that's okay. At this point, look at where the Ho-Oh is. They either let it go or they shield. They decide to let it go. Oh, they're able to get one more off, but I know that this is a Brave Bird. This is resisted, so I'm going to let it go through. I should be able to get my shield back. I throw the Wild Charge right away. I don't want to risk getting Dragon Breath down. That's okay. And I have my Melmetal lined up with Dialga. This is why I have Melmetal on the back and not in the lead, especially because I'd rather lose lead with Zekrom than with Melmetal. I've tried this team also with Melmetal in the lead to catch the Togekiss or Dialgas, but I'd rather have Zekrom lose lead because Zekrom can always come clutch in the back when shields are down. And it can still take out Togekiss if shields are down and can land a Wild Charge. I don't know if there's any Togekiss leads. I did have Togekiss leads in my previous set or something. It was 5 in a row, and I was only able to win one of those. But typically, I'm able to flip that matchup with Mewtwo. So here, this is clutch because I double baited them. Well, it's just lucky as well. But I double baited them because I was a little bit behind on energy. So I knew if I Side Striked and they shielded, I would be able to kind of even it out and was able to take him out there. But yeah, most Mewtwo's are running Shadow Ball, so I have to make sure that I always keep that in mind. So we have a Giratina into Rhyperior. Again, I'm going to go into Mewtwo. They got a Mud Slap through. Again, working on that fast move denial because those things chunk. This should be a Rock Wrecker or Surf. No, it's only 5. So it's 5 to Surf. I think 7 to Rock Wrecker. It's hard to count when it's going so fast, but in the moment, I'm trying to like keep mind of the energy. I think I'm gonna just Psycho Cut down at this point. Oh no, I just build a little bit extra energy. They're not in Psycho Cut range at all. But I do want to retake back Switch. I do not want to lose Switch. And am I able to get that extra Side Strike? So I don't know if this is because I have a Best Buddy Mewtwo, but look at its HP. It's like if it wasn't Best Buddy, I would have not been able to get off that Side Strike for sure. I'm assuming, or was it that it registered late? But those little moments where Mewtwo's just left with a little bit are coming clutch. So Zekrom could easily tank a Shadow Ball. But at this point, this is fine because I just have to go for double superpower, and I win. There's no win condition at this point. Even if they throw a Draco, it does not take out Melmetal from this range, and they throw an Iron Head. I don't know why. They should have been at a Draco. I mean, by the time you get to 2 superpowers, they're like 1 second away. And they already had energy, so they were at a Draco. But I guess they realized the match was over. There's no way. So we battle against Closure here. Very cool name. So Zekrom lead. Okay. And they have Best Buddy Zekrom. So they're going to win CMP. I'm going to over farm and fake that I have Outrage. Like, it doesn't matter at this point because I think Crunch will take it out at this point anyways. But I'm okay again with losing the lead and leaving it with a little bit of energy, where Mewtwo can come in and Psycho Cut down. So now I have 3 Psycho Cuts. I'm head on energy. I'm going to fake the Focus Blast. It takes 9 Psycho Cuts to get Focus Blast. So I'm going to throw right at 9. Or I throw at 10. In case they were counting. They definitely... that's why I don't like to fake it. Usually I throw at 9, but I guess I threw at 10 that time. I'm going to go straight for Superpower. Because I know that... I know that I want Mewtwo to take out whatever's in the back. Oh, and we have a Ho-Oh, and they're going to shield this, even though this is debuffed. And because the Incinerates take so long to register, I was able to get that off. Now I'm at a double Side Strike. Their Incinerate went through. It has not registered yet. It registered now, but I'm able to get off the second one. And Ho-Oh in the back. Interesting. I haven't seen that many Ho-Ohs in the back. Usually they people run them in the lead. So we get a 4-1 set there. Yeah, people run them in the lead, which is also a really good lead for Zekrom, which is a much better lead than if I was running Dialga. I don't know why I keep making the case why Zekrom's better than Dialga. They both serve their own purpose, but... and again, my Zekrom's 100%. So this is not a good lead. So let's go... This is the last set. Trying to push to... veteran rank or expert rank. Let's see if we get there. And then there I bluffed the Focus Blast and they didn't shield. So that's one of the times where, and I typically used to always just go straight for Focus Blast. I didn't bait, and I was like, well, if they shield, they shield. That's fine. But Mewtwo again is able to take out Dialga. It's just going straight Side Strike. If I would have had a little bit more energy, or maybe the Mud Slaps took me down, I would have been able to get to that last one. So I don't think I end up winning this match. Let's see. So the last set here is a 3-2. So we went 5-0, 4-1, and this is a 3-2 set. And this is not good. If they get to a Rock Wrecker, that's obviously going to take me out. But there's no way I'm going to win this because now I only have Melmetal in the back against a Kyogre. This is where Outrage would have came in handy. But yeah. It's not enough for Melmetal to take on this Kyogre with such low health. So these were like pretty sweaty, especially because I've been really wanting to get to expert rank. The last like week, I've been like getting super close and then falling, and just kind of plateauing. So I'm like, okay, I gotta really just get a 3-2 this set. That's all I need. I'm like 12 points away at this point. Togekiss lead. Let's see how I always go straight into Mewtwo, and they usually always go straight into Giratina. If I'm able to get a little bit ahead of on energy and I squeeze in some extra cycle cuts, I'm able to definitely flip this match. It also depends on how they want to play it. They want to throw the Shadow Ball. I always shield, and I throw right at 7 to try to 7 Shadow Claws to try to win CMP over them to kind of force them to shield. But they decided to give up Switch, which I'm totally fine with. Usually, this is a very popular line I see all the time. It's Togekiss, Giratina, and Dialga. So I did anticipate that there would be a Dialga in the back, and I'm going to just go in with, obviously, Melmetal. And I'm going to sack my Zekrom here. And they were supposed to throw I thought I was catching a Draco, but they were trying to bait me, and then they threw the Draco, which I think was a huge mistake on their part. But yeah, I sacked my Zekrom there, if you can tell. So now I'm debuffed, but I'm able to just get to 2 rock slides. I should be fine. Plus, I have a shield. So see how we were able to flip that matchup with a terrible lead and able to Thundershock down. So, so there, Zekrom was just a 3rd shield at that point. Because I knew that was my win condition. I need to realign my Melmetal with the Togekiss, or get both shields. I think they were out of shield at that point. I don't know. So this is usually with the Giratina Alter, they decide to stay in all the time. I've encountered like 3 in the last week or so in the lead, and they always stay because they know that they can handle with the bulk. But Zekrom can win this in the 0 shield. Which is fine. As long as I win lead, I'm okay with that. I don't want that Giratina on my Mewtwo. So this is, again, lined up. Winning switch there was important because I did anticipate there's always a Dialga in the back if it's not in the front. So I'm going to throw the superpower and then keep charging up, try to build up to the second. They have a Mewtwo. Okay, 2 Mewtwo's. Theirs is a hundo. Mine is a hundo with Best Buddy. So I will win CMP. They throw the Shadow Ball right away. I'm going to bait. Or maybe this is the one I was talking about because I wasn't paying attention earlier, where they decide to let it go, which is very ballsy. I'm going to go straight Side Strike at this point because I know that Melmetal can handle Dialga without shields. Because they already threw their Thunder, so they should be semi-dry on energy. And I'm just going to go straight Side Strike. I do have a Shadow Ball. I'm not going to use it. And they switch. We simultaneously switch. I'm going to throw 1 superpower. And I have enough for a Rock Slide on Mewtwo. It should not take it out, especially because now that I'm debuffed. But am I able to Thundershock down? No. So they're forced to throw there because they obviously cannot Psycho Cut down from that range. And I could just Psycho Cut down. Not sure how much energy that Mewtwo was at. Well, at that point, they were probably back at 0 after they threw their Side Strike. But able to take that. Yeah, the Mewtwo matchup is just, whether you're going to want to bait or not. But at least I have the comfort of knowing this is a bad lead, typical lead Dialga, so I always switch into Mewtwo. And there's usually a Giratina safe swap. So it kind of depends, again, how they want to play this, how much energy that I get ahead of them, how slow were they to their switch. Most people are obviously pretty fast. Do they throw a Shadow Ball? Do they throw an Ominous Wind? This can go various ways. Do they get the boost? If they get the boost, this is pretty much a game over. So I definitely don't want to... I never really try to just no shield and call the Ominous Wind. But at this point, I have shield advantage. I'm okay with that. I'm going to let this go through, right? Now, I know it's a Shadow Ball because I've been counting. They have a ton of energy, so there's no reason for them to not throw the Shadow Ball. And I just hope that there's something in the back that I can handle. There is not. Because I gave up switch there. I think I lose this. And yeah. I decided to retire. I needed a win switch in that scenario because Groudon, Zekrom beats Groudon to you get to crunch and the earthquake at the same time, and you win CMP. But yeah, actually that Giratina left, so I don't know what I'm talking about. That thick boy Giratina left. Like I said, typically they like to stay and play it out. It's an interesting lead. I've played with Giratina altered before in the Master League, but never as a lead. Always like as a safe switch, because it can still do a lot of damage to Togekiss. Pretty much just gonna double up to prevent any extra charms from getting there. So you know, I'd rather them get one extra than two. So I have to double up. Learn my lesson from the previous scenario. So I let it go. I let it go here. I think I'm gonna. Oh, and this actually worked out better that I no shielded that, because now I can farm down with Zekrom, and I know that they just have their Giratina in the back. They're gonna have to shield. They decide not to shield the crunch, which is interesting because at this point I can just farm down. Maybe they kind of just gave up. Not sure. I would have won anyways if they shielded. It would have been a lot closer. So that was interesting that they decided not to shield. I don't know if they thought I was throwing a wild charge. So we luckily got a 3-2 there. So now we can break into the expert rank. And I hope you enjoyed that video. I know it's a long one. I wanted to show all these battles, and I know it's been a while since I posted. So anyways, hope you start off your year well. Hit the like and subscribe button. I'll see you next time.